Hey everybody, welcome to SaltyOldGamer, where we're on an airsoft journey and we're sharing everything we learn along the way. Today we're taking a fresh new look at the Elite Force H8R. Why? Because this one is Generation 2, and it's got a few surprises up its sleeves that you don't want to miss, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Elite Force H8R Generation 2. And we've had a look at this gun before as Generation 1. And if you want to go check that video out, you can see it at the card above or in the description below. But we're going to go over this one all over again if you just want to stay with us here. But first, if this is your first time here and you like gear guides and gun reviews and gameplay and all sorts of cool airsoft stuff, join us on the journey by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. So Elite Force's H8R is marketed as a CQB revolver, and it's got quite a bit of a cult following, and it's a beefy little cool looking revolver. And they've added a couple of critical changes to the Generation 2 that we want to take a look at. But first, let's see what's in the box.
Oh, what's in the box?
All right guys, we're gonna open up and look at the Elite Force H8R Generation 2 CQB revolver. Have a look at the packaging real quick. It's the H8R revolver, Elite Force frontline resolution. It states 325 feet per second with .20 gram BBs, 10-shot clips, or I should say 10-shot discs. It does take CO2 in the handle. Anything else? And this is by Elite Force, and this was provided to us by Fox Airsoft, and it retails for 70 bucks. Let's see what's inside. All right, we've got an owner's manual. That looks like about it. We've got the gun itself and some extra discs. So we've got your hop-up tool and 4 extra discs. And that's how you unload this gun. It has a 10-shot disc in it, kind of like an old CO2 pellet revolver. You just press the BBs in there, you get 10 shots. The disc goes back in, secure it in place. You're good to go. Let's have a working safety back here. There you go. CO2 goes in the handle, ratchets down with an Allen key. We've actually done a review on this gun before, the version 1, because it's got a pretty big cult following. It's a pretty aggressive looking CQB revolver. It's pretty cool. We've never actually gotten it out on the field and played with it, but we've played around with it shooting around the house and then in the backyard. It's fun to shoot. The drawback always was, outside of about 60 feet, it really drops. So it's a couple new things on this Generation 2 that we're hoping are going to make a huge difference and make it far more viable for outdoor use. One new change here is they've added fiber optic sights. And the other change is this hole right here, which is a new adjustable hop-up system. Other than that, it's just like the old H8R 1. Got your branding here, H8R 6mm Super Magnum. That's pretty much it. Let's go talk about this gun. Now, 90% of this gun really hasn't changed. It's still mostly polymer with the exception of the hammer and the trigger and the inner barrel. And it's still got the same form and function. I mean, it's got the same thick ergonomic grip, got the same 5-slot integrated Picatinny rail on the bottom if you want to mount a laser or red dot sight, and the same 4-slot Picatinny rail on top in case you want to mount an optic on this guy. And speaking of optics, that's one of the things that they changed. So now you have 3-dot fiber optic green sights on this guy. So it makes target acquisition really super easy, especially indoors. Those guys really seem to glow. You still load the CO2 into the grip the same way you did before. Half of the grip just pulls off, slide the CO2 in there, and then it screws in with an Allen key on the bottom, pop it back on. And to load BBs is the exact same way as well. You've got this release mechanism right here that you just push forward, and then one of these little plastic discs will pop right out, smash some BBs into this little disc, and you're good to go. And it does come with 4 extra discs, and these guys are really super quick to change. And they're really easy to carry in your pocket, so you can walk out onto the field with 50 shots for this bad boy. But now the real game changer on this gun with Generation 2 is this tiny little hole on top of the gun. That is your new integrated adjustable hop-up. And it comes with this tiny little Allen key that fits that hole so that you can make adjustments to your hop-up system. And that is really the only thing that was missing from the first gun. The first gun, you could fire 50 or 60 yards and then it would just drop right into the dirt. I mean, really hard. Gun was still really good for CQB, but not so much for outdoor play. And even if you're in a large CQB field, you could find yourself a bit distance challenged with this gun. So you know what we gotta find out? We gotta find out, does that adjustable hop-up make this gun shoot further and more accurate so that it's viable at much greater distances? And let's go check that out right now. Gunshot pretty darn close to the advertised FPS, varying between 315 and 335 with .20 gram BBs. And even when we first started firing this just from 50 feet, you could immediately tell a difference with the hop up. As you can see here, it's really arcing those BBs up as it approaches the target. And backing up to 95 feet is where this gun did something that the Generation 1 hater simply could not do. Fire on a line at 100 feet, and probably well beyond that. Alright, so the Gen 2 still fires under CQB field limits under 350 feet per second. But the question was, is that hop-up system going to make it viable on longer indoor fields or even using it outdoors? And in short, the answer was yes. The gun really shot at a line at 50 and 70 feet. And we even backed up all the way as far as we could in our little limited test space at 95 feet. And the gun, with a little bit of a hop-up adjustment, was still firing on a line all the way to the target at 95 feet. So I feel pretty confident that you can use this gun now in excess of 100 feet with the hop-up adjusted correctly. Now the original hater retailed for $65, and we actually got sent this one in a pistol flavored care package from Fox Airsoft. And if you're interested in this guy, Generation 2, you can pick it up online for just $70. The price did increase slightly, but just by the smallest amount. And having that hop up is worth every bit of that extra $5, trust me. So if you've always liked the looks of the hater, that kind of mean, aggressive 357 Magnum style look, but maybe you were put off by the fact that it didn't have a hop up and it was a really inexpensive gun, well, it's still an inexpensive gun, but now with that adjustable hop up, maybe you should take a second look at this guy. So guys, if you have had play experience going from the Hater 1 to the Hater 2, definitely tell us about those experiences in the comments below. Do you think that this gun performed that much better with that hop up? Guys, if you want to help our channel out, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because it really does help us get out in front of new people. And if you haven't already, join us on our airsoft journey by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video that comes out every Tuesday with bonus videos on Fridays. And until then, we'll see you next time.